5% of the money, folks. Can you name them? I'll help you. California, New York, and Massachusetts. They're 22% of the population.
When the chairman opened up on it and said what he did, I was puzzled. 3 states get 35% of the money? How can that possibly be true? Well, it turns out because those states decided to extend Medicaid coverage to the people who lived in the states, and his did not. And as a consequence, fewer people in South Carolina have the protection of health insurance.
So, Claire McCaskill, you and I began yesterday by being surprised at the discipline of the Democrats on health care. I would say the discipline drew blood because Lindsey Graham's opening statement today, where he felt the need to rebut what he thought was said yesterday, and then, by the way, gave a description of what he'd like to see in South Carolina, which I believe someone might say, hey, you just described Obamacare. But Senator Claire McCaskill, was that quite the tell from Lindsey Graham this morning?
It was a tell, and he was defensive. And, you know, by the way, let's point out to everyone that South Carolina is a big winner with federal money. For every dollar South Carolinians pay to the federal government, they get back 7. They're in the top 15 states in the country, getting more money back from the federal government than they pay in. So not only was he wrong about the way he used context for his argument, it shows how defensive they are. But, you know, what I think is kind of really weird about today is the fake outrage from the Republican senators. Trump campaigned on appointing nominees to the Supreme Court that would overturn abortion rights and the ACA. Well, so why are these, and by the way, some of those Republican senators did too. And they're all acting that they're so outraged that the nominee is getting asked about it. Well, of course she's going to be asked about it because that's what the guy who nominated her said he was going to do. Seems pretty simple to me.
What have you thought of her answers, Claire McCaskill?
Well, she's done a good job of playing hide the ball, but I do think the biggest mistake she's made all day is pretending here she is first in her class at law school. Well, I'll tell you, I wasn't first in my class, and I went to the University of Missouri, and I could sure as hell tell you that the president can't delay an election. I mean, that is just dumb for her to go that far. It makes it look like that her job today is just to be evasive.
Melissa Murray, first of all, Claire McCaskill, I'll note you said Missouri. I always joke, which part of Missouri are we talking about? There's Missouri and Missouri.
And by the way, the University of Missouri has a very good law school. I'll say it the other way to make you happy.
Fair enough.